Hey guys, Real Danny B back here. I've got a question for you. Who is the greatest Olympian of all time, in your opinion? And of course, you know that I'm going to give you my opinion in just a moment here. But I'm interested, especially after last night, after Usain Bolt got his triple triple and got his 9 gold medals in track, which is an absolutely astonishing feat. I guess is the word I'll use. I don't know if anybody in track will ever come close to that. I mean, Carl Lewis did his in '92. So 24 years later, Usain Bolt breaks it. I mean, am I going to be almost retired by the time we see it again? Who knows? Anyway, my opinion on the greatest Olympian of all time is still Michael Phelps. Now, some of you are asking why. After Usain Bolt accomplished what he did and what I just mentioned, the reason why I give Michael Phelps the edge is simple. Michael Phelps had to perform at a higher level more often than any other athlete in Olympics history. That's it. Plain and simple. We'll use the 2008 Beijing Summer Games where he got his 8 gold medals. We'll use those as the primary example, okay? Still to this day, before we go, Michael Phelps owns 6 world records, by the way. One of them is still standing from Beijing. Now, Usain Bolt does own 2 world records, both that are still standing from the Beijing Games as well. Sorry. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Phelps having to perform at a higher level is at Beijing when he won 8 gold medals, he had 5 individual races and 3 relay races. Now, relay races are a little different. You still have to perform at a high level, but you don't have the same means to getting to the medal as you do in other races. So, in your individual races, you have your heats or prelims, your semifinals, and your finals. So that's 3 times you have to race the same discipline just to get a medal or a chance, an opportunity to get a medal. Now, for your relays, you have your heats or prelims, and then you have your finals. So there's no semis. But with that being said, Michael Phelps had to race 21 times and make sure he came either 1 or 2 in each of those races. Obviously 1 in the finals to get his 8 gold medals, but he had to do that 21 times within a stretch of 8 days. That's essentially swimming your butt off 3 times a day for 8 days almost. 7. So I'm sorry. 21 times. That's a lot of swimming. Now, anybody knows, and I both ran competitively. I ran track competitively, the 100 and 200 meters, and I swam competitively. I wasn't very good at swimming competitively, but I still did it anyway. Swimming is a hell of a lot harder than track. Swimming requires proper breathing techniques. You use literally every single muscle in your body, from your hands to your feet, all the way down, everything in between. When you're running, you don't always use all of that. Now, obviously, it helps to be in shape and make sure that you're not, looking like you can't see me, but, not looking all roly-poly in the tummy area like I am. But that, to me, is why I put Michael Phelps higher on the hierarchy than I do Usain Bolt as far as all-time Olympians. I might go as far as saying that he is the greatest athlete of all time. I'll save that for another day because I would also like to include people like Serena Williams and Carl Lewis and obviously Usain Bolt in there as well, and have a nice little comparison factoid side by side, which I'll have to research and do things like that as well. But I do believe Michael Phelps is the greatest Olympian of all time for the sole fact that, like I said, now people will say, oh, well, it's not fair. Usain Bolt only runs 3 times. That's fine. I get it. Usain Bolt runs 3 times, so he has the heats or prelims, semifinals, and the finals for the 100. Same for the 200, so that's 6. And then for his 4x100, he runs 2, so he runs 8 times. So Michael Phelps is almost doing 3 times the workload that Usain Bolt is doing. Now, you can argue, some people will argue and say that running track is harder than swimming, and that's okay. That's totally fine. But regardless of the fact, let's say that you are on the opposite side of me and say that running track is harder than it is to swim at a high level. When you got someone doing 3 times the workload, that doesn't matter. That scale's even. That scale's tipping. If you're doing almost 3 times the workload, in my opinion. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. I would, especially in the heart of the Olympics. You know, they got the closing ceremony coming tomorrow, which is kind of sad. These Olympics have been great from top to bottom. Rio did a very phenomenal job hosting this. You know, no real problems except for the fart-smelling diving pool, but you know, shit happens. But yeah, Rio did a phenomenal job. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. Throw me a comment. Tweet me at RealDannyB on Twitter. I'll post a link in the video description as well. But I would love to hear your opinion on who you think the greatest Olympian is of all time. Until next time, I will catch you later.